Welcome to day 5 in my 30-day ephemera challenge. You can never have enough tags. We always seem to have too many scrap pieces of paper. A great way to mass make tags and use up some of these scraps is by collaging. Scraps equal tags. Come along with me as we mass make some tags. Hi, Best Buds. It's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you've joined me today. There are a few ways to collage. There's no right way, and there is no wrong way. I find that the easiest way to collage is to take a piece of cardstock. I have chosen to coffee dye my cardstock. After we collage one side of our cardstock, the other side will be the back side of your tag. And if you use coffee dyed papers in your journals, then it just blends in nicely. If you don't coffee dye your paper, then you definitely don't have to coffee dye your cardstock. Scraps. We do need to have a few scraps, and I think we probably all have scraps. Gather your scraps together. Do you have a large book page or music paper that you can glue completely down onto your piece of cardstock? Like I've done here with this one. So that's a music paper on one side, and it's my cardstock on the other side. So this is going to be the base for my collaging. Now we can take our pieces and we can just randomly start gluing them onto our page. Maybe you want to select certain colors. Maybe you have certain styles. Maybe you're thinking about a journal that you're making now and you need it to be in a certain theme. Start gluing your pieces on top of your music paper. Use larger pieces and just place them here and there. You can even overlap them. After adding just a few pieces and allowing that music paper or book page to come through, you'll start looking like you've spent hours collaging. Once you've decided that's enough pieces on top of your music paper or book pages, you can stop. We'll be cutting these into sections so we can be adding more things after we get them trimmed. I think this is one of my favorite ways to collage, especially if I'm in a hurry. Another way that you can collage is you can spend your time with small pieces covering your whole page. You'll end up with something that looks like this. So everything is covered. It's more like a patchwork style. No space between any of it. Here's the one we did with our music paper, and here's the one that's been collaged completely covering the cardstock. There's difference, but they're really pretty similar. This one took a lot more time than this one we did together. So I brought in another one because I've done quite a few of these collages lately, trying to use up some of my scraps. Now, I have gone over right here on the edge, so I'll just need to trim that up. And then we can talk about how we want to cut our pieces to make our tags. You'll need to consider the size of your journal that you'll be placing these into. Or maybe you're doing a mass make along with me, and you just want a few different sizes. You can do this lots of different ways. You can turn your page on the back so you can't see anything that you're cutting. I actually like this way the best. It's because I don't try to overthink anything. I just take my page and I mark whether I want 2-inch tags, the width, or maybe I want 2.5 width tags, and I mark and then I cut. It's less stressful for me this way. If I turn it this way and I see what I'm cutting, I'm like, oh, I want to get this. Oh, no, I want to get this. No, I'll have to turn it this way to get this. And then if I cut here, then this is going to get ruined. And it's too much for me. So this is my preferred method. You might want to use a cutter to cut them, or maybe you'd like to use your scissors. It doesn't matter which way you choose to cut them. I tend to like to cut different sizes, maybe a whole sheet of 2.5 inches wide, and then you can choose your length. And that always depends on what's the biggest journal you make, what's the smallest journal you make. You don't want to end up mass making a bunch of tags that are way too big for your journals that you make. For our music paper base, let's turn it over on this side. Now my page is 11 inches. Here's how my strips turned out. Oh, I think they're so pretty. All right, so my length was 3. This one is 2. That was my end piece. And the page itself is 8.5 inches wide. So that was going to be my length. I think I'd like to make 5-inch tags and then have a very small journaling card left over. That will be perfect. So I'll just mark my tags, not looking once again. I don't want the stress of trying to see what I'm chopping up. I'll bring in my smaller guillotine to go ahead and trim these into tag size. We won't look at them until I'm all finished. Out of the one piece of cardstock, we ended up with 1, 2, 3 of the 5-inch by 3-inch tags, 3 of the 3 by 3.5-inch journaling cards, and 2 different size 2-inch width tags. Now let's turn them over. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's put the finishing touches on these. You want to look at this and decide, do you want this to be the top or this to be the bottom? I want this to be the top. I think I'm going to turn this like this. Yep, I'm turning them all around. So I want this to be my top. So down here, I'm going to round the bottom corners. I'll do that easily by using my corner rounder. And now for the top. I actually have another corner rounder. And this one takes the corners off with a flat cut. Let me show you. I really do love it when I make my tags. It keeps you from cutting this corner off, then taking that piece and turning it over here and cutting that corner. And this is the way that this looks. It's called 3-Way Corner Punch KW-TRIO. And there are different sizes. I'm using the larger size, so I'm going to do the same thing on this one. So I'm going to set these aside. We've got this shape made, and these are going to be journaling cards. Or you could use them for pockets. For these, I'm going to round all 4 corners. Now let's move on to our smaller tags. They're absolutely adorable. These are tags. So I'll be taking the corners off like this, and then using my corner rounder to round the corners on the bottom. In absolutely no time, we have got lots of tags and journaling cards. Let's take one of the larger tags and one of the journaling cards and decorate them up, just to give you some ideas. Also, for an idea, if you don't want to further decorate these right now, you can set them aside and keep them in your ephemera stash. When you're making a journal, go to your stash, look at what you have, pull them out, and decorate them to match the journal you're working on. That is the beauty of having things pre-made. Out of your own material, you've made your own tags and designs. Now, you know, the first thing that I'm going to want to do is take my distressed ink, my tea dye color, and ink up my tags and my journaling card or pocket that you could use. Now, I'm also going to ink up the back side as well. You can use lots of things to decorate your tags and your journaling cards. For this one, you could make this into a journaling card, a pocket, or a tag. I'm going to put a tab on the top of this one. I think that will be adorable. And then I've got a label here and a little bit of sewing trim. For my larger tag, I'd like to use my ribbon punch and punch out a little notch. And that will allow me to put through my notch some sari silk from my friend Cindy at Crimson Heart Studios. She has beautiful sari silk. And we'll tie a little bow. I like to tell the bow streamers where I want them to stay. So I'm going to just add a little bit of glue. I also have a few beads on a bolt pin, and I'm going to attach it up here on the sari silk. Super cute. I have a picture of a lady. I have some botanical flowers. I'm hoping I can get this all in here. I do like a little collage, maybe something like that. What a great way to make use of your scraps while mass making some tags for your journal. This is the part in the video that I'm going to show you the things that are new in my Etsy shop, and we'll have our drawing for our Happy Mail winner for this week. This week, I have these really big envelopes. They're gusseted envelopes. They're 12 inches by 9 inches. They even have a large pocket in the front that you can see through. I love making these. I'll be making a few more. But this is the pocket, and you will get 2 pieces of ephemera that go with the theme of the windowed envelope. This one, you can see, are sunflowers. Sari silk ruffles, bling, bows, stitching around the edge of the windows, and some stamping too. On the back, we have a portfolio closure with beautiful large charms. A ladybug and a flower for this one. Opened up, the envelope is lined, and we have lovely gussets on the side. You can fill them full. I thought they would be a great organizing tool for things that are yellow or green, or things that are flowery and summery. However you want to file them, I thought they would be fun. Here's my second one, yellows and whites. We have the same type of windowed envelope in the front, the stitching along the window, the sari silk ruffles, the bling, the 2 journaling cards that carry through the theme. And on the back, this one has some leaves and a birdie. Opening it up, it too is lined on both sides. The other one was both sides too. Gusseted sides is the yellow one. And here's the blue and white one. The bling, the sewing, the stamping, the sari silk. A large window pocket in the front. And on the back of this one, it looks like this. We have a large leaf and we have a bird. Opening it up, lined in the pink brick. And yes, lovely gussets on the side. Next, I have a pack of paper and envelopes. Lately, it has been very, very sunny and very, very hot here. I took that opportunity to do some coffee dyeing in a very fancy way. In this bundle, you will get 2 small envelopes. Everything is going to be random on this and different. They're all individual. These envelopes are 4.5 by 3 inches. You will get 2 of this size envelope. Once again, they're all going to be very unique. These envelopes are 6 inches by 3.5 inches. Now, some of them are coming open because of the coffee dyeing. I did not glue them back together because I love my envelopes to be open so that I can line them so much easier that way. So I have not glued the envelopes back together. If by chance yours are apart, then you will get 2 of the larger envelopes. These are 9 inches by 4 inches. Then copy weight paper that is 8.5 by 11 inches. And you will get, and let me turn it this way, an assortment of different papers that have been dyed in the same style. And the back is just as unique as the front. I have 3 of these available this week. Let's have our drawing now for Happy Mail. What is this all about? It's about you helping me spread happiness through simple acts of kindness. Letting someone in line at the grocery store because you have 20 items and the person behind you only has 2. Simple acts of kindness do not have to cost us anything. We can't tell by looking at someone what they have been going through or what they are going through now. We must be kind to each other. We're all in this together. If you would like a chance to win Happy Mail from me and get your name in the fishbowl, in the most recent Cathy Sewing Happiness video, tell me your act of kindness towards another person. Or if you wish not to say, that's okay too. Type in the 2 words spreading happiness and that will be your entry. If you enter, don't forget to check back next Sunday to see if your name has been pulled out of the fishbowl, because guess what? I'm going to need your mailing address. So let's see who's won Happy Mail this week. Kat Kelpler, Kapler, 3124. You've won Happy Mail this week. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.